to the Educational Roundtable, a special program brought to you every Sunday at 8 p.m. on Majak TV. This show is designed to inspire and inform both learners and parents as they navigate the education system. I am your host, Fatmata M. Janko, joined by Umar M. Jallo, co-host, and I am delighted to welcome you to another insightful edition of the program. Tonight we are diving into a highly debated topic, one that has sparked discussion for years, but never quite found an unanimous conclusion. Should corporal punishment be introduced in schools? Joining me in the studio to discuss this issue is Mr. Mohamed Fall, a teacher at Galaxy Children Academy. Welcome to Education Roundtable, Mr. Fall.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right. Let's get straight into it, Mr. Fall. In your opinion, should corporal punishment be introduced in schools?
Well, if you look at it, in the Gambia, per se, cultural norms and values, dictates how we should discipline our children, especially in schools. So you realize, before I will delve into whether it should be introduced in school or not, allow me to buttress on some of these beliefs that we have in the society, especially in the Gambia. Our societal norms and values and morals dictates most of our parents, which also coordinate with the teachers in school. They have this mental belief that if you don't, if corporal punishment is not meted out on children nowadays, they will not be disciplined, and which is far from the opposite. You understand, to my own perspective. So you will realize that, to me, I'm not in full 100% in support of corporal punishment being introduced in our schools today.
But don't you think that if it is not introduced, the discipline is going to be limited?
Well, you can discipline a child in different ways.
Okay.
You understand? Not in the corporal punishment. The word corporal punishment, it means is like inflicting pain on a student. You understand? Especially that has to do with spanking, whipping, slapping, and caning or stuff like that. You understand? Which can even deteriorate the minds of the students per se. You understand? Sometimes it can even lead to psychological trauma, psychological trauma, physical pain, and emotional trauma as well. I will give you a reference. There was this one occasion that happens in India. I forgot the year and the date, but I was scrolling it a long time ago. There was this student in India in Roland School.
Okay.
Understand? He was a very, very popular student, and this student was, caned by his own principal. And guess what happened after 4 days?
Okay.
He committed suicide.
Oh, that's serious.
You understand? So, to my own perspective, it has to be in different format of, disciplining our children in school.
Okay,
Yeah.
That's your own perspective.
Yeah, ma'am.
Umar, what do you
Okay.
think?
Well, for me, in other way around, corporal punishments play a very crucial role in our academic in school compared to now. Most of the time now, people says that this is a human right. Students will behave anyhow they want. Compared to those days, if you are late in school even 5 minutes, you regret why you come to school late. But now, students will come to school anytime they want. They will say that now there is no punishment. It's their right. No one should beat them. By looking at this, then and now, our education system is is different. By then, corporal punishment, if anywhere students see their teachers, they will feel like, let me run. But now you will see students and teachers, the relationship that they are having. Because student doesn't care for their teachers. You see, in fact, incident that happened in the Farafin, students will go to schools with cutlass trying to kiss their teachers. All these things happen because there is no corporal punishment.
Okay, if I'm trying to understand what you're saying.
If it is me, I think it should be imposed, but not hard on them. It plays a very crucial role in our academy. But now, let's look at how students behave. To Mr. Fa, do you believe it is important either to discourage or to bring corporal punishment in our school systems? As I said, by then and now, our education system is totally different. Do you believe, can we bring corporal punishment or we discourage it to our education system?
Or it depends how we implement it, and it depends on how we made it, how we bring corporal punishment to our students.
Now you understand that now there is no corporal punishment at the school's level.
I understand.
Yeah, whatever the students do now, what they will tell, like, they are just let them go and pick rubbish. At the end, in fact, after picking those litters, they will even come to you telling that, now you see, I do anything how do I want.
That's true.
Do you believe, like, that thing? So I think it's, what do you believe, like, whether we will encourage it or we discourage it?
Well, to what you said about students being late to school or they punish them with regards to them have to pick rubbish in the school and stuff like that, I believe that should be one of the crucial thing that we should consider, punishing our children instead of beating them. Because when you talk about corporal punishment, it's either you inflict pain on a student by whipping, slapping, caning, or beating that individual. And you know that what that will cause? That might cause the students having this aggressive anger in them. Like you mentioned, you understand? There was a student, like you mentioned, there was a student that brought cutlasses and was trying to attack teachers and stuff like that. So imagine if corporal punishment has to be introduced in school, and the same said students who uses cutlasses to attack students, attack teachers rather. So how do you think they will react?
Well,
after you beat them, especially some of them now.
Okay. Now,
they have this belief. They have let me come in, please. They have this belief that nobody should beat me. And in fact, some people who are educated and do a lot of research, you will realize that they will back themselves on these international laws.
Laws, exactly.
You understand? When you look at the UNC, the United Nations Conventions. United Nations Conventions under the protective of the children or the rights of children, they have automatically and totally banned whipping of children in school. That is more of a say corporal punishment.
Okay,
so,
like if I understand what you are saying, like we should discourage it. Like if you look at that incident and previous year, students were beaten if they are late. But those things doesn't happen. It's very difficult by then to have that students attack a teacher. But now, what student will do that? Teacher have no right to beat me, even if I late to the school, because the punishment on me, because it is not hard them. It is not hard on them.
So, if I'm trying to understand what you're saying, Omar, is like they should introduce corporal punishment in
They
school.
should introduce it. In a sense of like, that is not going to disturb the student, but they should introduce it. Students should not should have sometimes fears of teachers.
I don't deny the fact that they should have fear when it comes to their teachers.
Okay.
But don't you think that if there is a lot of fear between teachers and students, the relationship will not be there? I'll be scared to go to my teacher if I was like, this teacher is going to beat me.
No,
if I do wrong.
If you do something right, you will not be scared. But if you do something wrong, farmer is you will be scared.
Yeah, I understand. But
So.
I can take an example of. Okay, I can say I was born in Sierra Leone, yeah?
Okay.
I could remember vividly, there was a particular day that I was late for school. Like, I was laying on a table. They beat me mercilessly. When I went home, I didn't want to go back to school. And do you think that with that is encouraging?
Well, I think the reason why they do that, because you do something wrong. I think students should also avoid those things, doing something wrong.
Okay.
I am a teacher. I know how students behave in this classroom or even at school.
Okay.
Do you see students having drugs, having cutlass, going to school with what? All of those things. Because they will say, this is my right to do this, this is my right to do this. I think these policies, they have to be changed. Our education policies have to be changed.
Can I come in?
Okay.
There can be a vice versa thing when it's come to this corporal punishment issue. And there should be certain mechanism that has to be put in place so that we make sure that we don't overdo things.
Exactly.
Because what the Olaf said, look upon to.
Yeah.
You understand?
It's not what I said.
Exactly.
They should bring it, but let it not be over.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. And if you look at the United States of America, they have ratified and signed almost, let's say, 192 countries signed that. And the United States was part of it. Before, it was not ratified, but I believe now it is ratified. So you will realize that the northern part of the United States of America, that is Michan and Lava and California, those people, they automatically, they do not tolerate corporal punishment.
Okay.
You understand? But it is not like every part of America, you understand, tolerate corporal punishment. But aside from those states, according to research, certain states do endorse corporal punishment because they believe, we are talking about our country, Gambia, whether it should be imposed or disposed. You understand?
Yeah.
But we are taking references from other countries that are greater than us. That is the reality, that are greater than us. Some of them are imposing and some states are disposing.
Okay. Yeah. By looking at those countries, do you ever had issue between students and teachers?
Yeah, but it depends on how they use corporal punishment on students.
Yeah, it's not what I say. In the Gambia, we can use it, but let us use it a way that it is not going to harm the students.
Yeah, for that part, I may agree.
Okay.
Yeah, because if it has to do, because the moral part or the moral aspect of corporal punishment or introducing corporal punishment in our educational sector is to discipline our students. Because you realize that some students are very hard to crack. You understand? So the only thing that they respect is cane. The moment they see cane, they are cool.
Yeah.
You understand? But it depends on how you beat them. Sometimes you can beat them to an extent that it can cause psychological trauma, or it can cause harm on the students. So that can attract aggressive anger on them. At the end of this is the main reason why you will be seeing students. I am an eyewitness. When I was on LK Lower Basic School, that's where I did my middle school. You understand? So you realize that you have certain students who have their own gangs.
Exactly.
You understand? But you realize that there's this particular teacher, Mr. Mbai, in our school back then. He was an agricultural teacher. For him, he disciplined students by using cane. And half of the students in that school hated him.
But
to the fact that some people even wanted to fight him. Do you know that there are certain students that fight teachers that are aggressive on them?
Yeah, but you will see students are fighting teachers that are not aggressive on them too.
That might depend on personal reasons.
Yeah, I think we can move on now.
Okay.
It might depend on personal reasons. Yeah.
Carry on.
Okay, what role do you think corporal punishment is playing in shaping the discipline in our society, in the schools?
The role that corporal punishment is playing to shape the discipline in our school. Well, I can say, to me, if I am to use corporal punishment in a school, I will not, like he said, I will not use it hardly
on them,
or being harsh on them. I will have to make sure that I bring some mechanism that will make them not to do wrong, you understand, before they will be punished. I will give you an example of like a verbal remedy. There is verbal remedy and there is detention.
Yeah.
To me, if I am an owner of a school and I am a principal, instead of for me to allow the role of teachers to be beating students using cane or whipping or slapping or whatsoever, I will use some other mechanism that is labeled under the sequence of corporal punishment.
You understand, like most of these students, if you say detention, some of them, they enjoy it. Sometimes discipline is very important. I think some of them like it at home. And if they come to school, they will still want to impose it at our school's level. Other students, if you are to tell them, like, let's come after school, you stay, some of them, they enjoy it. Or some of them, in fact, enjoy it while lesson is going on. Like we said, there's a corporal punishment, right? You say the while lesson is going on. And you tell these people that if they do something bad, you send them outside of it. And then, in fact, you don't have right to send a student outside of the classroom. But even to tell this particular person, to tell him or her that go and do this certain thing while the lesson is going on.
Okay.
What do you think, like, there? Lesson is going on and this person does something bad, are the things that should put in place to stop that? Because one, you don't have right to send that particular child.
That's true. Well, it depends on how we manage with our students. You understand? Sometimes you can be hard on them a little bit,
Okay.
but not too much.
Okay.
I agree on you with that 100%. Yeah, you can be hard on them, but not too much. Because, like I said earlier, certain students are very hard to crack,
Exactly.
and the only way they can understand language
Is by having it.
is by having a cane on your
Of
hand.
course.
You understand? So obviously, I agree on you on that part. You understand? Because students need to be labeled as great ambassadors in the future to shape, the development of our nation.
Of course.
So if they are very, very stubborn in school, imagine what you grow is what you harvest. You understand?
Yeah, yeah.
Like you just mentioned, some of them brought these behaviors from home.
Of course.
So when they come to school, they come to school not only to learn, but to have discipline.
Yeah, in fact, in our society, sometimes you see some of the society, like sometimes their child or their child, if they find it very difficult to manage that particular person, for the first time what they do, send this particular guy to school. Now look at you as a parent, you find it very difficult to manage your kid, and you say that let me send this person to school. And when person starts certain behavior, and then the parent is there after coming or to complain certain things at the schools. I think that is very difficult to manage.
Yeah, that
Understand other people, they are very stubborn.
Yeah, they are.
From there, the parent will say, let me send this particular guy to school because he or she is very stubborn.
Yeah.
Maybe there, the teacher will help me to
Guide them.
Yeah, Mohamed, many people argue that the lack of discipline and order in school today seem to ban on corporal punishment. You agree with that view?
Many?
People
Yeah.
argue that the lack of discipline and order in school today seems to from banning corporal punishment.
Yeah, it's because they ban corporal punishment.
Yeah, so many people think that discipline is not.
Okay. Well, like I said, certain countries also around the globe, it is not only in the Gambia. I don't know whether we'll impose it or not.
Yeah.
You understand? But it is not only in the Gambia, but certain international countries also, especially the US. Certain states has tolerated, and certain states did not tolerate corporal punishment. Best reason known to them. You understand? Because they believe that the child can have psychological trauma and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You understand? So, but we are talking about the Gambia.
Yeah.
Whether corporal punishment should be imposed or should be banned or should not even be labeled in this country.
Yeah.
You understand? That's what we are talking about. Well, coming back to your question, to me, it is like we have to place some mechanism that will fear some students.
Okay.
They will have fear in them. You
Like-
understand? Not necessarily mean, they said you can take the horse to the river,
Yeah.
but you cannot force it to drink.
Yeah, exactly.
You understand? Similarly, you cannot force students to do certain things. You understand? You have to make sure that you approach them and talk to them in a way that they will concord with you. And if they insist to the extent that you realize that this one, if I did not do something like to remedy this situation, this student will not be straight. So what you have to do is, like he said, don't be hard on them. Just be easy, and it has to do with the mind.
Sure.
You understand?
Yeah.
He said, like I said, these students in India, very brilliant and well known in school, was beaten mercilessly by the principal, and what happened 4 days later? He committed suicide. It was hanging. So many news broadcasts like that is happening around the globe. So I believe we have to be easy on our students.
Yeah, but we have to be easy on our student. It's understandable, but sometimes those students try to disturb some teachers to the extent that they cannot control their anger issue. They have to do something. So, but seriously, because it depends. Yeah.
Well, let's say even not this supply. Let's say assume is that in a classroom we have around, let's say, 25 in a classroom. Only one person is there stopping in that particular class. And what are you going to do that particular person? Because one, the rules say you have no right to send that particular person out. And two, you should not put a hard punishment on that particular person. And you got the numbers that is there, that is not disturbing compared to that particular person. If it is you as a teacher, what are you going to do then?
Well, I have to make sure for me, I'm a very calm and soft person. What I will do is, they said one Irish potato that is spoiled in a bag will end up affecting the rest.
The entire, yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
The entire Irish potato inside the bag.
Exactly.
So what you have to do is to prevent that from affecting the rest, is to pull out that thing and throw it away.
Okay.
You understand? So not necessarily meaning that I have to throw that person away.
Okay.
I have to call that person into accountability.
Okay, you have to call that person into accountability, right?
Yeah.
Let's say you call that person, you talk to that person, continuously the person doesn't listen.
For me, what I will do is I will do what we call kneeling down stuff like.
But
Exactly. Let's go back. That is a part of like corporal punishment.
Yeah, it's a part of
Yeah.
corporal punishment, but it is not hard.
It is not hard.
But
others believe that it is hard.
If you generally have to, define corporal punishment, has to do with what whipping, smacking,
Yeah.
Exactly.
paddling and stuff like that, or slapping, or caning, or stuff like that. Those are the key words that you will see when defining corporal punishment. But there are certain things that are part of or inside inside corporal punishment that are not labeled in the definition, like kneeling down and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
You understand? It can all be labeled that way.
Yeah.
But sometimes it is hard to be on the ground.
Yeah, but I think that's why
But,
we have
Monkey
authorities.
bones is there. I will apply that.
That is very hard. You're gonna say that it is not
So
hard.
I'll apply that. No problem.
These things,
I prefer you hurting yourself than me
Yeah.
beating
and
you.
others people, yeah.
Yeah, but when you look
understand?
at it as well, that's why we have authorities in school. I think
Like-
it's better you just take that person to the principal's office or the head of department
Good.
instead
Yeah.
of punishing them.
If
Yeah.
you do so, the policies are all the same. You
Yeah,
have
but it's
all
better
right.
in that
Yeah.
way. You're
Exactly.
not destroying the law. You're going by the law.
So even
I think it's better.
even it's why the policies say you should not beat a student.
Okay.
There's no corporal punishment for them. Just something that is very simple.
Exactly.
Okay.
What is it?
But by looking at this, it's very difficult sometimes, even teachers or students, to manage in that particular
Yeah,
case.
it's going to be
You see,
difficult.
other people are very difficult to deal with. It starts from the society.
That's true.
But then
Thank you.
people are very stubborn and they'll say, let me send this particular guy to this school. So it's
I
very
understand
hard.
that.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Fa, let's take a step back. During your time as a student, when corporal punishment was more common, how did that era compare to today's education system?
Well, that era with today's educational system, I can say it is similar. Because during my time in primary school, there's this Mr. Cham. I don't know whether it's Mr. Cham or Jai in primary school. I did it at Bakote Lower Basic School.
Okay.
You understand? Bakote Annex. And it is a very long time school now. You understand? So there's this cane that he has. He call it Dr. Kamo. You understand? So every student is afraid of him because of the cane that he has. You understand? He uses that to discipline students during my time. That's what I see. But for me, I am the kind, like I said, I'm the kind very, very calm. For you to see a teacher punishing me is very rare. You understand? Because I know myself, and it is like from where I come from.
Exactly.
You mentioned it, like the parents sometimes,
Parents,
they don't discipline their kids in a proper way. They have to just send them away so that they can be. Some people will even tell you, not at a school, be okay, but free.
Definitely,
Yeah.
exactly.
You understand? Something like that, yeah. So during my time, that was what happened, and so many students, you like 2 o'clock, when it's 2 o'clock for prayer, everybody will have to pray.
Exactly. That's fine.
Everybody will have to pray before you leave the school premises. And he is with his Dr. Kobo. You understand? So any student who refuses to pray, the counselors are his soldiers. They are answerable to him. So anybody that they see fleeing away, they will just, what they have to do is to write your name. So the next day when you come, they have to what? Beat you.
Beat you. But I
So
think that
I
is good.
witnessed that,
Yeah.
but I'm also a victim.
Okay.
Of that as well. You know what I'm saying? They're putting me on my hands. It was like mathematics.
Okay.
Yeah, they just pick these big numbers and multiply it with, I don't know, whatever. So by then in primary school, you don't use calculators.
Yeah.
Yeah, by then in
It's
primary,
tough.
they'll say 1 + 1.
Yeah.
Quickly you can able to remember.
You can able to
Well,
remember.
now just look at our education system. Your student graduating from the school level, they can able to find it
And by
difficult.
then I never heard about this AI business.
Yeah.
And
all these
now
things
it's common.
common.
You understand? It is student uses that for
I think
references
they don't
instead
know.
of thinking critically.
Yeah.
So it's affecting their intelligent quotient.
Well, that's why, with what you just said, I think with that scenario, it seems like we should introduce corporal punishment in schools.
Yeah, but let's not be hard. Let's not be hard on them. But it should be introduced. Because you realize that, like you said.
Why then and now, or education system?
No, it's completely different. It's completely now. Everybody is like, man, teachers man. I
will go to police. I think students also they fail to understand their responsibility.
Yeah, that's them.
All right. It seems like we're coming to the end of the program.
Finally, Mr. Fall, what message do you have for the parents, students, and regarding disciplines in our education system?
Oh, well, what I will say is parents should have to discipline their children at home first, because not everybody is perfect. So teachers also play a vital role in disciplining our children, or even helping our parents to discipline their own children at home. So what I will give advice to parents is let them be very observant and make sure that they try to bring or brought up their children in a very good manner, and in fact in an Islamic way. You understand, so that they can be productive ambassadors in their various schools. You understand, and they will not have problems with teachers. So many students have problems with teachers because of these aggressions and stuff like that. You fail to do this, I punish you.
In fact, they think that a particular teacher hates them, but why the teacher doesn't hate
Want
them?
the good for
Just
you.
to try to guide them in the right direction.
Exactly, that is the reality.
Okay. That brings us to the end of this edition of the Education Roundtable. A big thank to our guest, Mr. Mohamed Fall, for sharing his insight. Special appreciation goes to our camera crew and the technical team in the control room. And of course, thanks to our producer, Mohamed Lamin Sane, and our executive producer, Lamin Bibar. Until we come your way, bye.